And we are live.
They would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for those meddling kids.
Yeah, goddamn, dude. If you're gonna fucking start some shit with somebody, don't put your real name on the paperwork. Fucking morons. Good morning, Daphne.
Good morning, Nita. Wow, it's Friday. It's July 1st. What the fuck?
It is a whole new one. And there's the notifications. Hate to disappoint everyone. That is not a vibrator. And here's our intro.
Hit it.
Monty Moore. I'm a 30-year comics veteran in comics, games, and movies, and you've been watching one of my absolute favorite podcasts, Catch the Craze.
You are watching Catch the Craze.
What am I listening to?
And you're listening to Catch the Craze.
Where are all the indies at?
A Catch the Craze podcast.
What are you watching?
I'm watching Catch the Craze.
What are you going to do?
Subscribe now to Catch the Craze, the #1 show online for independent.
Have you subscribed to?
If you are an independent, catch the craze. Making moves on your own, catch the craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the craze. Join the movement, catch the craze.
Infamous gunslinger Desmond Gibbons, better known across the Wild West as the Cactus Kid, comes to the sleepy town of Clarkson. Trouble finds him in the unlikeliest of sources, the sheriff. After their conflict, the Cactus Kid finds himself inexplicably wearing the badge of a lawman. Later, while on the trail of a serial killer, he and his deputy run afoul of a powerful druid, and the events that lead to the Cactus Kid's transformation into the hulking, four-armed projectile reptile are even more than the druid bargained for. From the Wild West to current-day Los Angeles, where he meets superheroes Black Eagle and Red Hawk, and forms an uneasy alliance with the stunning but deadly Kitty Hawk. Join the projectile reptile on a journey of gunslinging druidic magic, superheroes, and artifacts. Projectile Reptile from Dojo Kun Comics, only on Indiegogo. Are you ready for the truly Wild West?
Oh boy.
It's mood, Daphne. It's mood.
Yeah, it is kind of mood today. Yeah. So if you missed Monday's episode, we interviewed Dojo Kun, where he spoke more in detail about Projectile Reptile, and it was a really, really fun interview. So make sure, if you missed it, make sure you catch it on the replay. We did some housekeeping on and some little cleaning up on our main channel. So there might be some things here that you didn't know we have that's on the channel because we kind of arranged things a bit. And I want to thank everybody who is discovering House of Bob for the first time. We put it in its own playlist, and we see all you freaky people watching our videos. And just so you know, we do not kink shame here. So welcome everybody. If you are discovering us through House of Bob, you are always welcome here. So introductions all around. Welcome everybody to another episode of the Rage into the Vlogs. Who's in the chat joining?
We got Jody, Ryan, Hojo.
Oh, very nice.
What is the? I love the top. I made a topic for this episode.
Oh, it said pending.
No, I changed it, right? Surely. Oh, I changed it on the channel. I didn't change it through the StreamYard.
Yeah. Usually. Oh, thank you. We try to. We try to make it educational and fun for everybody. Well, at least adults, for all the adults that check in. So welcome also the secret people who are watching us from regions beyond. We see you. We welcome you. Come on over to YouTube. Come on over into the chat where we can have nice, but you might be shy, so that's okay. So welcome. My name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992. Hold on, I'm just getting my branding together here. And I am known for the funny animal fantasy adventure Tall Tales, which is in, I think, its last 11 days on Kickstarter. We're still halfway to goal. It's like we still have to unlock the last of the trading card stretch goals and reach 4K to get the metal bookmark. But I have something up my sleeve, so stay tuned. I'm going to be unveiling something special for this campaign. So if you're not checking out the campaign, or you haven't pledged yet, maybe what I'm going to be announcing soon is will do the trick. And I am also known for my medieval fantasy soap opera drama, Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, which is also on Kickstarter, but in pre-launch. The actual campaign drops August 22nd, 2022. It's not that far away, so especially not anymore. So make sure you sign up for the pre-launch, because I have a lot of cool first pledge goodies that you can get for pledging, physical pledges on that first day. You can read both my comics online at Tall Tales, TAILSonline.com, and egoworks.com, EGOWRKS. And you can check out all of my videos on how I make my comics on YouTube at Daphne Lage, Lage Art, which also simulcasts through the Ragin 2 network. So make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You know what to do. The algorithm gods declare it. So, Nita, who are you?
My name is Nita Lanning. I am the blue-eyed savage in the mouth of the South. I am a writer, vlogger, blogger from Southeast Louisiana, and I am the executive producer of the Ragin 2 Broadcast Network.
There you go. Own those titles. And our resident goth rap god. Oh, boy. So here we are. First day of July already. I mean, it's like we say this pretty much every show, because honestly, it's like how does it go? The weeks are long and the year is short, type of thing.
Yeah, right.
So I already put together my list for July, my to-do list, and the ironic thing about it is that it actually looks like I have more that I have to finish this month than I did last month, but I feel a lot more confident this month that I can get through this list. So even though it's longer, for some strange reason, I don't feel as intimidated by it. So I think what it is that I kind of got over a couple of humps, and I think I can do it. I'm kind of like, it's the first of the month panic, but at the same time, it's like, okay, we're good. We can do this.
The neuroses is kind of, the neuroticness is kind of.
It's always there.
It's tapering off.
Yeah, I know. It's always there. I mean, I had pretty much almost a legit panic attack, like about a week ago. But they're obviously the thing with a lot of these problems is that they're all in my head. They're all of my own making. So if I really think about it, I'm pretty okay. I mean, I was panicking over not being a year and a half, not being a year ahead of myself. Instead, I was like 6 months ahead of myself. I mean, really?
Right.
It's like
you're more than okay.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. So those of you keeping track, the novel is still being worked on. Again, I had another breakthrough with it. I thought that I was I don't know. I thought that I was at a point where I could kind of like put it aside for now and kind of wait a little bit and like get some work done and then come back to it. But yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's like, it's like I kind of had this other scene kind of solve itself, it's like, so I was like, okay, let me just write this scene. And now it's like, it's kind of full steam ahead to the ending. I'm at the dog's tail of the story pretty much. And we are now at 47,086 words. So yeah, I'm pretty much almost done with this first draft. So oh, hey Marvy. Hey Nicholas. So
everybody's piling in now.
Yeah, exactly. It's Friday.
They've come for the title. I did give it a title.
Right. Okay. Oh, well, so.
But see, that's every episode.
Yeah, and technically, yes. Especially since there are opinions. Our opinions are sexier than other people's.
That's right. Come see our assholes.
Oh my goodness. Technically that would be House of Bob. Oh, and that's the thing too. Like I said, we did a little rearranging on the Ragin channel, and we put House of Bob in its own playlist, and almost overnight our views on those things doubled.
Yeah, they did. I was like, holy crap. So that's what we need. Just have to be like, we need that fucking marquee with the flashing lights pointing
right
here.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, it's like, don't feel intimidated by the fact that it is an adults only stream. We do have some really good conversations. Like I said, our last show where we talked about adult comics was actually pretty interesting. I was showing off comics that nobody heard of, and right. And not only that, I got to look at some work that I did that I haven't looked at in literal decade. In a literal decade, and I was pretty surprised, pleasantly surprised at how well the artwork held up. So yeah, so check out that on the replay as only first. Yeah, no, we want to make sure. House of Bob is very furry centric, so that's the thing. Everyone is just gonna have to accept. Like, if you're looking for an absolute furry show, that's the show.
That's gonna be it.
That's gonna be it. So we run that show once a month at the last Saturday of every month, and the next topic.
Tell them the title. Yes, tell them.
Yeah,
tell them.
The topic for
July 30th.
For July 30th is monster boyfriends and other fuckable creatures. So we're going to be discussing the whole thing about the whole Beauty and the Beast trope, werewolves, cat girls, you name it. What makes these characters so attractive? Yeah, sure.
Don't answer that question in this chat.
Right, exactly. No, that's save all that for House of Bob, but that will be the topic. What is it with these characters that are just irresistible to us? So yeah. What else is going on with you, Nita?
With me,
yeah,
I am still updating the YouTube channel. I'm about halfway through. I'm going through editing all of our show notes, updating some hashtags, and trying to boost that so I can start promoing again. That's my focus right now.
Right.
That
yeah.
and I've written a lot in the past few days, and I've been commissioned twice. So
oh, very nice, very nice. Yeah, I usually don't take commissions, but I do have a waiting list of people that I've promised work to, but I had to put them on the side for a bit so now I'm finally getting through that list. It's on the docket, so I'm kind of happy to get through that. Yeah, so
I don't do commissions.
Right.
It just kind of, it was read in for another woman does a sexy reading time, and I
Oh.
write some stuff that she reads on her channel.
Oh, very nice.
And
We should do that for House of
somebody
Bob.
got it. Well, yeah, we totally should.
Yeah.
Somebody got it, and they were like, "Hey, how much would you charge me to put this in my book?" And I'm
Oh,
like,
very
"Oh,
nice.
you want my porn? Okay."
Very nice. Congratulations, Nita. I mean, are you going to be credited under? So are you the type that goes under pseudonym?
I will be under my name. I decided with the poetry, I'll go under my name, but with the stories and the blogs, I'm going to keep that under a pseudonym.
Right. Yeah. Too many
weirdos.
Right.
Too
Yeah.
weirdos.
That's the thing. Weirdos ruin it, and the bad kind of
weirdo
weirdos.
With a hook-shaped dick has to ruin it for all you guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. Really. I mean, it's like that's why. That's why we run a tight ship on House of Bob. You know, to really keep it so that everybody can enjoy themselves.
Right.
You know. So me, I have a convention this weekend. I will be at EternalCon in Long Island this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and we will be in the Artist Alley. And I'm kind of conflicted. I'm kind of conflicted. Well, we haven't been doing a lot of conventions, and a lot of it has to do with the fact is that we're quintessential New Yorkers and we don't own a car.
Yeah.
So especially the longer it gets, the more complicated doing conventions becomes. I mean, honestly, it's like I've actually seriously thought about getting a job just to work it for a year just to buy a car. I mean, it's like that's kind of like how inconvenient not having a car has become. I mean, it's like when you're so close to the city and the subway, it's fine. You could literally, I mean, most New Yorkers live there. Now, mind you, Manhattanites and the outer boroughs, I'm not talking about upstate. You can pretty much live your entire life without a car. But if you want to actually do stuff, you need a car. And I don't know. And it's like lately I'm kind of beginning to feel it. God, I can't remember the last time I've actually driven. I mean, I do have a driver's license.
And let me tell you, leaving the city was a bad idea for us. Oh my God. Because as soon as you fucking leave the city, you get your fucking car. And now we've got one broke down and one that wants to start acting like it's fucking up. It's like it never, and it's like, and there's no public transportation out here.
Right. Yeah. So you don't even have that, at least, because we were supposed to, a friend of ours was supposed to take us to the convention. You see, and that's the thing too. We end up having to bum a lot of rides,
right? Which
again makes us dependent on other people. And I just found out that he's not going to make it. He can't make it tomorrow. We have to figure out how to pack light enough so that we can get on the train, the subway with all this stuff. So that's so that's kind of a drag, because if where it's like that's the type of thing you do in your 20s.
Yeah,
not at the age that we're at. I mean, when we were a lot younger, I mean, we would go to conventions every which way. I mean, it's like we would be dragging long boxes through the subways and stuff, and it would be its own, adventure kind of thing. But now it's like, oh fuck, really? Gotta drag boxes, we gotta, and it's like, and then of course that limits what you can take, and like I said, it's like that's the type of thing you do when you're young and spry. Not when it's like you hurt your back just putting on your pants.
Right. Or sleep and you injure yourself.
Really, it's like,
how the fuck do we do that?
Yeah, exactly. It's like you put your head on the pillow wrong and then your neck doesn't work for the rest of the day. But also the thing is that I'm also like, for as much as I've gotten, especially in the past years, like a lot more comfortable with being online and on camera and whatnot. I mean, to the point where when I redid my office, I did it specifically to kind of optimize how everything looks on camera, like from the paint on the wall to the special light bulbs, the whole thing, so it's like, it really, everything looks good on camera. But I've always never really caught on selling in person. And this is coming from somebody who's worked decades in retail.
Right.
Yeah, right. Right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like, and there just comes a point where it's not really feasible to Uber everywhere too.
No.
It's like that gets expensive.
But the convention might be worth it. Like, damn, dude, that's a lot of shit.
I don't know. Yeah, I know. You see,
what are you gonna cut? I mean,
right.
fuck.
So what? Yeah. So we're thinking. So we're probably just going to take our trade paperbacks, but even then, very few. Like, I have a stack here of volumes 1, 2, and 3. I'm only taking 5 of each, and then we're going to take our copies from the fellowship to with us. Probably like 25 of each or something of just the Tall Tales, Oswald, and Wellkeeper. We might be able to fit everything in a box and then maybe another box of supplies. We still have to sort that out. But that's, like I said, that's kind of like the worst part is having, to really think about, okay, what can we take?
Right.
So one of the things that really I've never gotten used to over the years is selling face to face at conventions. Although I kind of remember it being easier early on, but that's probably because my tits were perkier back then. So I don't know. Yeah, I know. It's like, who knows? But the thing is, though, there was a changeover at some point. I think maybe in the last 15 years, especially when comic book conventions kind of stopped being comic book conventions, and they started focusing more on celebrities and being media events
and toys.
Yeah, and it's like the artist alley stopped being an artist alley, and then it was just like people selling tchotchkes and shit, like like coming off like more like a flea market rather than an artist alley.
That's how MegaCon felt. I shit you not. It made me mad because it's like they had all these booths set up for that shit elsewhere. Why were they mixing them into Artist Alley too? I don't know.
Right.
It was a real pain in the ass because it made it more difficult to find artists that you were looking for.
Right. And because I remember when comic book conventions were that like the big celebrity at comic book conventions would be like Neil Adams.
Right.
Not some dude who wore a mask on a TV show. I mean,
and nothing against voice actors, but
right, yeah, it's like you're kind of tangentially related. So,
I love you, Tara.
And the thing is that with that change in audience, selling especially books to people that's not connected to a $1 billion company and their related media, we can take not a dolly, not an actual dolly, but you can take like luggage carts, which is what we usually finagle. Especially nowadays, they started restricting the size of carts that you could bring into the subway, but that has more to do with anti-homeless regulation rather than they didn't want people bringing their groceries in the subway. So, but it affects everybody. It's inconvenient for everybody. So it's like so I was showing Nita some postcards I had made up for the show this weekend, and they're my take on the webtoons ads that I
love those.
a couple of shows ago. So I have this. This is the front for Eagle Raven, and this is the back for Tall Tales. So and I thought that they were too funny. I made the ads as a joke and realized it's like, oh, I could actually use these,
Right.
So so I was just talking to her about it, and I started remembering a very particular type of fan that we have gotten on several occasions, where they, and mind you, I think if you've all worked a convention, you've met this person. You've met several of these people. Oh my God, it's like, this stuff is so great, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, I love it. I love it. It's like, is this based on a cartoon?
Oh, here we go.
No. Oh, okay. And I
What
can
made it?
handle once. I can handle once. Because, people are weird. People are awkward. But it didn't happen once. It's like I have this happen at least once or twice every convention for like the past several years. We meet at least one person who does this. And honestly, I think this time when that person happens again, I think I might throw my question at them. What happened in the split second in your brain between having genuine interest in this, in what you see on my table, and finding out it's not based on anything thrown out by a billion-dollar corporation? What happened? What was that switch over? Because it's always the same thing. They're excited until you tell them, no, it's just a comic. We made it ourselves.
My creation.
I'm the artist. He's the writer, however it works. Oh, all right. It always ends like that. And I made the joke to Nita. It's like, holy shit. It's like, do I have to start pretending to these people that it's like, yeah, it's like, catch us before it streams? And then it hit me like a fucking ton of
Hell
bricks.
damn straight. Let's sell some shit.
That's the ad for Webtoons. That's the shit we were complaining about that Webtoons was doing in the subway. And I literally had to stop. Because here's the thing, though. Webtoons, the people who made those ads, look, they are not that clever. And I guarantee they weren't even thinking about this.
Right.
You see, I think that the attitude that made that ad possible was the attitude of the person in front of my table, not my reaction behind it.
Right.
The people who say, oh, it's not a cartoon on Netflix, those were the people who made the ad, not me reacting to it. And then it's like, yeah, I started having, and if you follow me on Facebook, you saw me post it. And it's like, holy shit, what if, now mind you, giving Webtoons credit that they don't deserve, because like I said, I don't think they even thought of this angle.
Right.
What if those ads were low-key brilliant because of people like that? That the only way that you can sell an unknown property, but like corporations have, remember, it's called programming for a reason. They've pretty much taught the average person that they have a monopoly on creativity.
You need a sticker, notably considering Netflix.
Yeah, I know. Really, we should. We should, right?
Like, totally do it.
That it's like, yeah, that it's like, unless it's coming from a big company, everyone's suspicious. It's like, well, how come a big company's not interested in your stuff then? Then it can't be good. Right? I mean, this is probably literally what they're thinking. That it's like, unless Marvel, DC, Netflix, Amazon, or whatever, they put their stamp of approval on the work that they're interested in, they're suspicious of it. So weird. And it's very hard, at least I found it personally, to sell to those people. It's very hard. Because they
can't think for themselves, though.
No, for real. These are the people who freaked out when Disneyland stayed closed during, during lockdown. Like they were literally like they literally could not function unless a corporation was entertaining them.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what it is. It's like, I can't tell you if I can't make up my mind whether or not I like something unless a million that came before me did too.
Right. Yeah. And it's like, it's kind of like the opposite of, oh, I like them, it's like, oh, you sold out. I liked you when nobody knew who you were, when it's kind of like the opposite. Well, if everybody doesn't know you, then it can't be that good. Carl, he says that self-published authors have the same issue. And this was something that I told Nita, because the first time I actually started seeing this idea was actually like 20 something years ago when we were doing small college conventions. We were doing, exactly. When we were doing college conventions, and a lot of small authors were there, the small fantasy conventions and whatnot, and they were usually predominantly self-published authors. And I would see a lot of them put stickers on their books saying, now optioned as a major motion picture.
Gotta make you some stickers, Daphne.
And I thought it was funny back in the day that it's like, oh, it's like an option doesn't mean anything.
No, it doesn't, but it's brilliant marketing.
But now I understand why they were doing that. Because even if, now mind you, for those of you, I mean, especially if I remember reading Brian Michael Bendis's book years ago called Fame and Fortune, when he was trying to sell one of his books to Hollywood, and it was the entire ordeal of him doing that. And what I learned is that being optioned by a studio actually makes you more money than actually getting the thing made into a movie. In fact, I've heard creators who've had their work options that the worst thing that would happen is that they finally make the movie.
No, because as long as it's sitting there, you're getting money off of it.
Right,
as soon as it's done, it's done.
They have to keep paying you to keep the rights. So they would actually, that's how they made their money, is by optioning their stuff, not getting the film made, which I found fascinating. So
shelved by Disney.
Yeah, exactly. Because they have to pay you to shelf you.
Damn,
that's the thing. Once they make the movie, they're done. But yeah, I mean, so I've seen this phenomenon. So I guess, like you said, Carl, this was always a thing in publishing, especially in self-publishing circles. And I've always heard that before, because it's like, it's the thing that when Kickstarter came out and people would say, oh, if you can't get it's like, what do you, Kickstarter is fake, because it's like, you should be able to go to a bank and get a loan to publish your stuff. Like somehow that was more legitimate than raising money directly from fans on Kickstarter. Now you don't hear that argument as much.
But when you do, it's usually some pissed off pantywaist that couldn't get funded on Kickstarter. But
right,
anyway,
yeah, because
it's none of my business.
Well, yeah, exactly. They think that a bunch of nobodies can just ask for $10,000 on a platform they've never used before, but it's the platform.
Look at my stick figures, and I can't even color in the lines. What's a plot again? Yeah, no.
But Kickstarter doesn't work. But yeah, so that was the thing that really, really stuck with me, and it's like, holy shit! It's like, indie fans of any genre get harassed for not supporting or being part of the mainstream media. I mean, it's bizarre. It's like complaining why the Sex Pistols are not signed with Atlantic. It's like, why they're not with Warner Brothers. It's like, oh, you can't be a real band. It's insane. It used to be, and that's kind of the vibe that I get from conventions now. I can't even call them comic book conventions.
They're not anymore.
People are going through shows. It used to be back in the day, people would come into comic book conventions and they would know exactly what they were there for, who the names were, who the artists were, and they were a lot more open with trying out new comics and trying out new artists. Now it's like they don't even know. I'm just no. Time Out magazine said that this was happening this weekend, and I thought it would be a good place to hang out. It's like yeah. That's yeah. So it's like, so the people are coming, and they're dragging their kids, like maybe the husband. I hate to be stereotypical, but stereotypes are based on something, right?
Oh, for sure.
But it's usually the dude. He's looking for whatever, I don't know, key issues or whatnot, whatever. And the kids are kind of like want to look at things, and they don't want to. It's like, no, daddy's busy. And it's kind of, and the wife or the girlfriend is just tagging along, or they're just there to enjoy the cosplay or something. It's more of a hangout thing rather than, like going to a convention to experience new stories. Yeah, exactly. The print mongers, the tchotchke sellers, there was one convention where a comic book convention where I sold more stickers than I sold comics.
Wow.
I don't think my comics are that horrible. It's like, I'd like to think that, everybody who picks up one of my comics enjoys them. But yeah. And here's the ironic thing about it too. Here's the ironic thing. I got to learn to stop banging my table because it shakes the camera.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah, exactly. We went to one show where I
never bought any of those.
Yeah.
Turn my chair over here.
Yeah, exactly. It's yeah. And here's the ironic thing about it. Here's the thing. You have $10 to spend. You have three things in front of you, right? You have a $10 print of, I don't know, Deadpool or Harley Quinn or
oh my god, I was so gonna use Deadpool. It was
right, yeah, exactly. It's like, usually it's either Deadpool or Harley Quinn, right?
Right.
You have $10 for I don't know, let's say one of my comics. Let's just that would be a Kickstarter price, I guess, or whatever. Let's put $10 for a trade paperback.
Right.
Say, because convention is on sale, $10 for a trade paperback, right? So you have a picture of Harley Quinn, you have our trade paperback, and you have a $10, I don't know, comic of the Punisher or something.
Thank you, baby.
People, this is the pattern that I see. This is not worth $10.
But this dumb shit is.
But if given a choice, but here's the sad thing. If given a choice between spending $10 on a Punisher comic and $10 on some shitty Harley Quinn print, it's the print they buy. They don't even want to read. Even if it's a character that they know. They will spend that $10 on that print. I have seen it. I have been next to people who've done it.
Ridiculous.
You know, so yeah, so it's like if given a choice, but this never makes the cut. Never makes the cut. If I am sitting next to a printmonger, I'm fucked. You know? Because there was one convention where we were sitting next to a printmonger, and Jose got the idea of setting up our table so that it looked like a print booth. You know, it's like one of the so that we looked like a printmonger. You know, so he got the idea to do that. And here's the funny thing. It kind of worked. Because we had a wall of nothing but Oswald prints behind us. And we were sitting next to a guy selling, Harley Quinn prints and whatnot and whatever. And people would pass through and, printmonger, us printmonger. And they would pass, oh, look at they had the anime printmonger, right? We had the anime guy next to us. We had the anime printmonger next to us. We had the Marvel print guy next to us, or the mainstream print guy next to us, and there was us in the middle. And Jose goes, put all the Oswald prints up so that we look like we fit in. And us, thanks, Carl. Well, at least you can catch us on the replay. And I wish. It's bad enough that we have to deal with fake copyright claims on our own YouTube channel.
Jesus. Oh my gosh, but I figured out the solution.
But that's a different story. But so people would come in, they'd have this look on their face, like, oh, look, it's Deadpool, it's Demon Slayer, or whatever the fuck people are watching on Crunchyroll or whatnot. And then they would hit our table and they'd be all excited because they would see the prints, and then they would kind of like stop. They would, all of a sudden, their faces would start to get confused because all of a sudden they'd realize, I don't know this character.
Right.
It was the funniest shit, but it was also pathetic at the same time because you could literally see again that switch over in their brain, going, am I so, and they would literally ask JD, it's like, JD, it's like, am I supposed to know this? What? I don't recognize it. And then that would be his cue to
show him the book.
And try. Nice. And we would try to sell a $1 book. But here's the funny thing. So he could usually get them to buy the $1 book. Usually. But the Oswald prints that would sell were the ones that really, really, really looked like it came from an anime. Because he had some artists that, it looked like, you could fake a Netflix ad out of it and people would think it was real. It's like, so those were, so there was still a certain level of a comfort zone that even buying something that they didn't know, they still had to have that certain familiarity with the print. It's like, oh, okay, so this looks like an anime. So let me get the ones that look really, really look like anime because at least it'll fit in with whatever aesthetic they were running at. So that was kind of the weird thing that but the thing is, though, a majority of the people were spending their money on prints. Like, they would rather spend a $10
But that's simple. It's simple.
than
It's
$1
because,
on a comic.
because they're not comic conventions anymore. No, they're not coming there to buy comics. They're coming there to see the fucking celebrity guest. They're coming there to see the voice actors for the cartoons.
Yeah.
They're not coming there for you. I think it's time we branch off again and like break away. Let them have it. C said it earlier. Like, where was it?
I mean, you see,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, and you see, but the thing is too, is like what doesn't help is that when people do try to run comic book conventions, like the big companies like Reed Pop or whatever, they come in and they buy up those conventions.
Well, you know what? We need to stop selling our souls, motherfucker.
Yeah, we used to do Boston Comic Con, which for the longest time was a Comic Con. And then Reed Pop bought it. And the next year that we went, it was like night and day. And I think the same thing happened with Florida Comic Con as well. Reed Pop came in. I don't know if it was Reed Pop or whatever. I'm using them as an example because they buy up everything.
Yeah, right.
And, it was a comic that started off as a comic book convention. And then Reed Pop came in. And again, the next time we went there, night and day. And you see, and that's the problem. So it's like, so whenever if anybody does try to do a comic book convention, it kind of gets sabotaged. I mean, and you see, and that's the thing too, because it's like, it's wizard. Yeah, it's like the whole wizard phenomenon. It's like that kind of like dedicated media outlet that pushed Image. Like Image couldn't have. I mean, Image was huge to begin with, but it couldn't have grown the way it did without Wizard by its side.
Right.
So
that
like
comment right there, Daphne.
Yeah, you think they
your Shatner story. That's what it
right,
is.
I was about to say. So we were at a convention, I think in Washington, D.C. I forgot what it was called. And this convention was selling VIP tickets. They had William Shatner there, and they had a special VIP ticket where for $700, you got a special photo op opportunity and all this swag and early access and the whole thing, right? $700 for this.
A Shatner pass.
For Shatner. Yeah, a Shatner pass. We did at Boston, they did had something similar for Frank Miller. But at least that you know what it is? I would have been less annoyed if it was Frank Miller. That's the thing. The fact that it was William Shatner is why I remember this story. So a guy comes up to our table, he has his family with him or whatnot, and he's poking at our books. And mind you, like I said, we usually have like $1 or $2 books on the table. Because so then that way we think it's easier for people to try. And this guy's poking at it, right? And he's like going, oh, $2? It's like, it's kind of like, oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. And I'm sitting there, and right at my eye level to this guy is the fucking VIP pass on him. The $700, he's literally wearing $700 around his neck. And I'm staring at it, looking at him, fussing over spending $2 on a book, on a comic, on an individual issue of Tall Tales. I don't know, $2. And to tell you the truth, I don't even remember selling a book to him. I think that it was just a bridge too far for him. And yeah. And I've been salty ever since. And honestly, it's like, and I think that that's kind of like why I've been very frustrated with comic book conventions. I've just, I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe it's like I just have a general problem I just have a problem in general with selling in person. It's I don't know. It's kind of like, having to do the pitch and trying to convince people, because you know what it is? Nobody has to do that for me. Nobody has to do that to me. I can look at your shit and immediately know whether I want it or don't want it. I don't need you to explain anything.
Mm-mm.
I mean, that's, I guess that's why Kickstarter works out really well for me, why I like Kickstarter, because, yeah, exactly. Well, it was a pop culture event. Kickstarter, you see the graphic, you go to the you go to the page. I mean, I don't even do a read through on, it's like it's like I could just see from your pages, I want this. That's it. You don't have to talk to me. It's like that's the thing that I don't get, and it's like, and I don't know. I mean, it's like, am I the only one like that? I mean, I mean, Nita, it's like, do you need to be convinced to buy something?
No. Okay, if it's something brand new and you're in, I don't know, I might listen. Like, here's the thing, my attention span's like this. If you got a pitch at a fucking table to catch my attention, you got 15 fucking seconds, because I'm scanning with my eyes and I'm going where my eyes lead me.
Right.
So,
but the thing is, though, but that tells me, but the thing is, though, is that technically you don't need the pitch.
No, I really don't. But however, I have changed my mind and taken a second look at something before, because of the real quick spill out of somebody's mouth. I can't even remember what it was now, but it was like, oh, okay, let me look. And then I ended up grabbing it and flipping a little bit more, and it was like, okay, yeah, I'll deal with it. And it wasn't like a pressure sale thing, because if you do that shit, I'm fucking gone.
Oh, right. That, because honestly, that's the reason why
I seriously told a dude at MegaCon to shut the fuck up.
Right. Yeah, it's like, no, because I've honestly, because I purposefully do not walk conventions because of that. Because it's like, I hate the hard sell, and the thing is, though, and because I know what it feels like behind the table, I have a little too much empathy for it, and that's not why you want me buying your book. You want me buying your book because I'm interested. And honestly, I'm going to be interested without you having to open your mouth. It's like your book is going to attract my attention whether you're at the table or not. So it's like, yeah. So when they're doing the hard sell, I can't handle it. And so I just pretty much learned not to walk around. I don't. I just sit at the table. Usually it's JD walking around, and then it's like he'll report back if he sees something that I might be interested in. But it's I don't know. It's like I don't know. Maybe I just don't have I haven't had the patience for conventions for a while. And I think it has, it's like, selling and create, two different parts of the brain, pretty much. Exactly. I mean, because it's like, if you don't know right off the bat that you want it, what am I convincing you of?
Right.
It's, I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's like, maybe I'm just, ever since I started seeing this switch over, it's just been getting harder and harder and harder for me to sell books. But at the same time, I mean, I do have to admit that just might be that's probably more a me problem, you know. But it's like, because the thing is, though, it's like, which is why I usually always bring something, to work on at a show, like whether it's like I'm going to be bringing a small stack of sketch covers to work on, because it's like, yeah, it's, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know that there are people, there are creators who thrive at conventions. Like I know, and by the way, shout out to Sam for completing another run on Kickstarter.
Right?
He closed out duty yesterday, last night. So he will be coming out with, I think, a third issue of If There's an Alien in My Toilet pretty soon. So he says he's trying to get everything done this month because unfortunately he has to return to being part of the workforce. So he's trying to get all this creative energy out. But I just, it's like, look, it's like he really does. I think he really does have something special with duty, and There's an Alien in My Toilet. And, it's a little tough right now. Second issues always kind of tank a bit. Mine did. Eagle Raven issue 2 didn't do well, or at least it didn't do as well as I would have liked. But by 3 and 4, everything started going up again. So the trajectory is there. You just have to get over the hump. So, but I just wanted to tell him, it's like, look, I know the campaign didn't go the way you wanted, but keep hammering at it. Like I said, you have something special there. So don't give up on it. I mean, it's like, yeah. So like Sam, he thrives at conventions. He just has that personality. JD Rosario for Unstoppable Comics. He has that personality for selling at conventions.
Henry Copeland.
Yeah. Rob Multari.
Multari. Oh my God.
Thrives at conventions.
Fucking Karen Nicole.
Right. I mean, they're just like, no matter what, they just, I don't know. It's like these people just have the personality for that, and it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's like, I have a hard time building that up, so I don't know. Maybe in the end, it's like, I'm the problem, not the convention. What do you think, Nita? It's me. I think it's me.
No, conventions suck now. They do. They really fucking do. Because all those, like, well, not all those people, but a lot of them are like heavy merch dealers too.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's, if they were just there with just books,
Right.
I don't know. I'm telling you, it's just not the same. I'm all about going back to some grassroots and people not selling out. Like that, don't sell to the bigger guys that
right.
are
And here's the thing too. It's like not being connected to not being another cog in a $1 billion conglomerate doesn't make you illegitimate. It any more than being part of it makes you legitimate. I mean, it's like it's one has nothing to do with the other.
Right.
It's like, honestly, it's like some of the creators that I've seen, like Stan Sakai when he sold Usagi to Netflix. And now there's this incredibly stupid, barely recognizable show, But the thing is, though, it's like, that's kind of like end of life cycle type of thing. It's like they're selling their stuff at the end of when they got to do what they wanted.
Right.
With their stuff. Now it's like, now the corporation is kind of getting, the backwash of that, I mean, it's like they're just getting the dribbles of it, and which I think that's kind of. But the thing is, though, it doesn't mean that now Usagi is legit because he's on Netflix. No, he's always been legit. He's been legit longer than I have.
Right.
You know, and that's the thing. It's like, I mean,
we need comic Scholastic style book fairs.
We really do.
That's what we need.
Yeah.
The traveling con.
Conventions need to look like
not us traveling to cons.
Right.
The cons traveling.
Yeah.
That's what you fucking need. And then you get all the local indie artists as you hit these areas, and people can travel and follow you. But the focus be the books, be the original art. That kind of stuff. And of course the little stickers and stuff. Shut the fuck up, Bixby. God damn it, it's in my headset now.
That ad. Oh no. But I mean that I don't know. It's like, but the fact that this weekend I might actually Nick, I'm glad somebody has to have more faith than I do. Thank you, sir. I wouldn't either. I mean, it's like that's not my thing. That's not why.
No, but you can slap a sticker on it saying "nearly Netflix" or something.
It's like convince me. Convince me otherwise. It's like kind of. I mean, it's like the thought of having to talk about my books as if that it's like it's almost there. It's like no, it's already here.
Yeah, but just
this is the story.
It's the dumbass twats that come up to you with that shit anyway. People that cannot think for themselves because the major corporations haven't told them that they'll like Tall Tales. They haven't told them that they'll like Ego Raven. So since these people are so dumb, you need to tell them.
Right. It's like, it's like, what? You need Netflix to tell you what to do? I mean,
get one of those fuckers at your table.
Exactly.
You have one book with a fucking sticker on it.
Soon to be option. Oh, there we go. Soon to be optioned into a major motion picture.
There you go. Oh my gosh.
And you can't get any more.
I'm bringing it on the ground floor.
Yeah,
all five.
But that's the thing. I mean, it's like the fact that really, it's like that's the concern. You're not concerned about whether this is going to entertain you, whether this is something you're interested in.
Daphne, you said it yourself. They're not there to get books to read. They're coming to buy the fucking poster.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, there are people like us that are going there to look for books to read.
Yeah.
But we're the minority now. People are going there to jack off around their favorite celebrity.
Right.
To take a fucking $400 picture pretending like this person likes them.
Right, yeah. Which honestly, that what I've seen is that they spend all that money for those celebrity photos only to hate them afterwards because everybody hates the way they look in photos.
Or use them on their Facebook profile like they were something. And it's like, nobody gives a shit. You paid them. That makes you basically a con John.
Right. I mean, it's weird.
It's not special.
Yeah.
You're not special.
Yeah,
and I'm sorry for anybody who's ever bought an autograph or taken a picture. I'm not talking about everyone.
Right? No, I know. I know we speak generally. We do speak generally.
Oh my God, Daphne! I just had to say, not all men to myself.
Right. Well, not all fans, not all convention people. So I'm gonna have a long weekend. So I guess it's like I'll because Monday is the 4th of July, isn't it?
And we have an interview.
So it's like, because look at that, because
there's nothing to celebrate about $5 a gallon gas.
Yeah, I know, really. So we will continue entertaining you during this long holiday weekend. So we will be back on Monday, where I probably will give a rundown as to a quick recap as to what happened, and whether I do come across the person who asked, is this on Netflix? I will keep account of that, because, like I said, usually there's always one person. Is this on Netflix? Yes, absolutely. You know, so yeah, so we'll return on Monday and see what happens. You know, I don't know. Maybe the show might
I'm all
change
for
my
you
mind.
making a sticker.
Yeah,
You
I
better
know,
make a
right?
sticker before you go, Daphne.
Thinking
it.
of optioning,
Just
thinking of optioning on Netflix.
you get the asterisk and you put it in the little round. You make the sticker round and you put it in the teeny tiny print going around the sticker.
Right.
No one at Netflix has been contacted about the. You put your little disclaimer all the way.
Yeah.
And some idiot's gonna fucking go for it, and they're gonna buy one of each of your books. Watch.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, really. So there we go. That's what's going on for today on this July 1st. So thank you again for everybody. Thank you everybody for sticking around and lasting through the entire hour. And if you're heading off to a convention this weekend as well, because a lot of conventions are coming back and all our friends are going. So I hope that you do not have anybody come up to you this weekend poking at your stuff and asking if it's on Netflix. I really do sincerely hope you do not meet that person.
And if you do, don't feel bad for just looking them in the eye and saying, yes, well, yes, I am. Wednesdays at 7 p.m.
on YouTube.
Fucktards. Anyway.
Oh, my goodness. Yes. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, mystery of viewers out there. Thank you for sticking with us. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Keeping it real, keeping it moving. Yes, it's like you guys are sexy for a reason. I swear. I think we have the best chat, between here and House of Bob.
There you go, Daphne.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
All our best work is behind NDAs.
Just whisper like it's a fucking secret.
Right. Oh my God.
And you're sold out.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's like, we're under NDA to not discuss. Oh, you know what? We'll see. We'll see if I get to try that.
I'll PayPal you money if you use that line.
Oh my God, here we go. But thank you, Nicholas. You know what it is? I probably need to take Nicholas to a convention. Maybe he hypes us. Ryan. Yeah, it's like he hypes us better than we hype ourselves. So thank you everybody in the chat. Thank you everybody watching us. Like I said, we will be back Monday at 11 a.m. Where who is our guest for Monday?
Avalon Comics.
Oh, very nice. So we will be talking to Avalon Comics on Monday, and I will for July I'm going to try to get. I am going to get back on schedule with my live streams on Wednesdays. I've been a little neglectful, but things happen. So that's what it is. So I will be returning to Wednesdays with my live streams, and we'll be back again on Fridays to end next Friday to end your week. So thank you again. Enjoy your long weekend. Enjoy your barbecues, your conventions, whatever you're doing this weekend. Even if you're working, if you're working this weekend, you know what? Enjoy that too. It's all good. It's all what we have to do to support this craziness that is comic book publishing that we do. So whatever it takes, there's no shame in that. So until next time, remember, in the words of the sages, eat your food, moisturize, even on humid days like this, the elbows and the heels especially, always moisturize. Mind your business and do the work, because when you actually do the work, you never have to fake your accomplishments. And on that note, take us out of here, Nita.
All right.
Any last words?
No. We're good.
Yeah, just like, share, subscribe. You guys know
like, share, subscribe, hit the button. Oh, wait, I do have one last word.
Oh.
If you decide to fuck with me on social media, don't be an idiot and use your real name.
Oh, that would help. Fucking.
All right, we're out of here.
There we go.